All right. Are these damn microphones working? It's always a technical problem. I swear to God with this crap. Anyway, I shouldn't even cut that out because that's real goddamn life. Anyway, what's up, guys? Chris RZ28 back again. Welcome back to the channel. Something a little different this week. Um, as you may or may not know, Tama released the Lars Ulrich inspired Imperialstar, if that's what you want to call it. They just dropped it, and a lot of you have messaged me on the side, direct messaged me, and want to know my thoughts. I swear to God, I must have got like 50 or 60 direct messages from you guys. I'm not complaining. I love it. I love being engaged with you guys and that you're into this shit as much as I am. But it's hard to respond to all of you. Some of you get hidden in other folders. That's how Instagram works. So I figured I would come on and I would give you my opinion. Keep in mind, it's just my opinion. I am a nobody. None of it matters, but we're having fun here. You want my reaction, and I'm going to give it to you. I think it's cool to discuss this, and I want to hear from you in the comments what you think about it. So I was sitting at home, being lazy, watching TV, and all of a sudden the phone just blows up. I guess Tama released it on their Instagram, or Metallica might have released it first, whoever. But you guys just started sending it to me, and I checked it out. And now I'm going to put you right here on my computer screen. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to hook you up with my laptop, and we're going to check some things out. So this is the first picture I saw. At first glance, I'm like, what is this? You know, we have this yellow drum kit, and we have Lars up here, the M72 tour Lars. And everybody's saying he's playing better than ever. He's looking better than ever. And let's go off on a little tangent here. Lars has always played good on tour. I don't know what people are talking about. And listen, this Lars hate has got to stop. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of hot air and wind from the professional basement drummers talking all this shit about Lars. He's out of time, this and that. We're all out of time. The guy is 60 years old. What a concept. He can't do what he does in his 20s. Okay, he missed the fill on Creeping Death. He's changed it. Cut the guy some slack. None of us would be here today if it wasn't for him. And none of us can do what he does. This man is a CEO, basically, of a multi-million dollar business, also a performer, 2 hours on stage, and I don't hear him coming out of time much. I mean, I don't think any of us could do that right off the bat. And he's a family man. He's a father. Oh, he doesn't practice. I hear that a lot. Well, you know, he's running a multi-million dollar company. I don't think he's concerned with his paradiddles this week. So anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. I just thought I would get that out because I'm so tired of the nonsense, the Lars hate. He is a great drummer. He's inspired all of us, and none of us would be sitting here if it wasn't for him. So anyway, so I saw this, and right off the bat, I saw, you know, the M72 inspired Lars in the background, and then I said, well, what is this? This is kind of weak, was my first thought. Now, hear me out. They kind of attach this man's name to an Imperialstar. Fine, I have nothing against the Imperialstar. I love Tama. And Tama makes great drums, whether it's maple, whether it's poplar, birch. They all sound great when they're tuned up nice, and nice set of heads. So I have nothing against this Imperialstar in itself. Actually, for a beginner kit, I think this is great. You get all this stuff, you get hardware, you get cymbals, you get pedals right off the bat, so you can just get in this thing and go. Great idea by Tama. My first reaction was just, I wish they didn't tie it to his name. It's inspired. I mean, this is so out of touch. It's not even funny, in my opinion. Right off the bat, at least, I mean, I haven't seen it in person, but right off the bat, I can tell you this yellow is not right. Maybe it is. It's just not popping against the black nickel hardware that they've given you. And that's one thing I won't knock them on. The black nickel hardware, if you've seen it in person, is actually really, really nice. So that I don't mind. I mean, of course, I would have liked it to be the black powder coat, but that would have driven the cost up even more. And that's another thing. Let's go over here to, I have Guitar Center and I have Sweetwater. Let's scroll up a little. It's $15.99. That's not a bad price at all. But I don't believe it has much to do with Lars Ulrich. I mean, this kit, in my opinion, is as close to Lars Ulrich as I am to Michael Jordan. I mean, I have tits like a Holstein cow, and I need a 12-foot ladder to dunk on a 10-foot basket. That's how close I am to Michael Jordan, and that's what I think about this kit. So hear me out. I don't think the yellow is right. The black hardware, although cool, doesn't pop. We've got clear Rezo heads? Come on, Tama. How much are heads? You could have thrown some ebony ambassadors on there, and that would have just greatly changed the look. And if you did that and you changed the kick logos to yellow, maybe if you put the yellow Remo logos on there, then I could get behind this. But this kind of just feels, the way it sits, forced to me. And I also feel like, and you know I love Tama, I feel like Tama is out of touch nowadays with everything they do. I mean, this kit feels out of touch and rushed and just another money grab. If you've been following the channel, you know how I feel about the Starclassics. I know it was a signature kit, but they didn't give you anything. You didn't get a snare stand, a snare, a tom holder. Now hear me out. Back in '92, when this signature kit came out, the white art stars, not only did you get the shells, you got the snare, you got the snare stand, and they gave you two options. You got it with the black hardware, or you got a cost-reduced kit with the chrome hardware. I mean, I think me and Bart did something on the Drum History podcast where we kind of adjusted the price for today's inflation, and it came out to be like, if you were to buy that white kit when it came out in today's money, it was like 12 grand. Well, this was 8 grand, and you're getting 2 more toms with that kit. So that was cool. I mean, that just felt fun. It felt, like you're getting, I don't know. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That was like, you bring this kit home, you've spent the 12 grand or whatever, I don't remember what it exactly cost. And you bring it home, you could set it up that night. And even if you can't play it, which you pretty much could, you didn't get cymbals. Okay. You didn't get cymbals, but you could set it up. And if you couldn't play it, you could admire it and just look at it. I mean, with this Starclassic, we talked about $8,600 with tax. You can't even set it up without buying a separate tom holder. And then you got to buy a snare and a snare stand. And I'm not even asking for the hardware, but I just want to put that shell kit on the ground after spending the $8,600 and just admire it the first night. And you can't even do that. So I thought that was out of touch and another money grab. But that's my opinion. And if you follow my other videos, it will cost you in the end $15,500 to get that Starclassic to match what he has on stage. That's a big price. But anyway, I do appreciate what they've done here with the pricing, even though I don't think it's close to Lars whatsoever. I wish we had those yellow logo Tama heads. As you can see here, they're white. Why? Why? What do you think? What if that snare was wrapped black? That would have made such a difference. Those little things that don't cost much to me would have made a huge difference. And why weren't these ideas thrown around? Somebody couldn't have brought that up. Just, let's get it as close as possible for a fair price. I think those little touches would have been great. Black snare, black Rezo heads, yellow logos. And then I think it would have been pretty cool. But besides that, let's look at these tech specs. And I think I read somewhere that they were limiting it to 150, which is great. So the scalpers will buy half of those up and sell them to you at 60% more. I hate when companies put numbers on things because that's all it does. It drives the scalping crazy. 6-ply poplar shells. I have no argument with that. Well-performing hardware. I guess, today's hard, and that's another thing I'm tired of. I'm tired of paying 50% more for 50% less. Today's Road Pros, and these aren't Road Pros, they don't hold a candle to the Titans. I've had them both, and I still have the Road Pros. They are waiting for the yellow kits. I've always had those since 2018. They can't compete with these Titans. They're moving all around, and they just don't stay in place. And the cymbal mate that it came with, the quick release cymbal mate, that's junk. And I think now they're $180. I think I paid, I don't know, I got some for Christmas, and I got a whole bunch for some for my birthday, but I think it was $150 a piece back then. I don't know what the Titans cost, but the Titans are world better. So I guess you could say well-performing hardware here. And here we go again, tributing 40 plus years to Lars and Tama. Fine, I guess by name, but this missed the mark, in my opinion. Features fantastic and accessible, I guess. 7-piece for drummers. Metallica fans of all experience levels. I mean, you got to have a pretty active imagination to believe that's anywhere near Lars' Starclassic. Sized and schemed in tribute to the original. Now that's a lot of bullshit. Let's go down here, and I'm going to show you a couple things. I got a 10x7 and a 12x8. Well, those are both wrong. Those are my mounted rack toms. And then I have a 14x13 and a 16x15. I mean, that's quite incredible. I haven't seen a 16x15 mentioned since 92. 16x22. Snare is 6.5x14. Would have been cool wrap black. But these toms are all wrong. I don't even need to tell you the sizes. You know they're just all wrong. But let's go over to Guitar Center. Now, Guitar Center is the same price. Everything is pretty much the same. Then you have this guy in the corner. You need help? Well, I need a lot of help, buddy. Where did I see it? Specs. The bass drums are 18x22. The rack toms are an 8x7 and a 10x8. And the floor toms are 16x14 and an 18x16 with a 5x14 snare. Who is telling the truth and who is bullshitting? Both of those are wrong. But this one is, if this is the case and Guitar Center's is correct, that is just ridiculous. That is nowhere even close. Let's assume this is correct. Why would you not give us a 10 and a 12? And why an 18x16? I don't know. I don't think the Guitar Center one is right. So I'm kind of going to ignore this one. Somebody is very wrong here. Unless they ran 2 or they had a run of 2. I don't know. I have to think this one is more correct. But still, these are off the 10x7 and the 12x8. Now, a 12x10 is kind of a rare size. Even if you gave a 12x9 and a 10x8, you know, that would have been better than this crap that they have here. 14x13, come on, and a 16x15. Those are the last 2 power toms on the 92 kit. And I'm actually sitting here staring at them. And the snare, 6.5x14, that's normal. So who's right, who's wrong? What's your opinion? Put that in the comments. 6-ply Poplar shells, I have no problem with that. Tama makes great sounding drums all the way up the line. Precision. I always have a problem with that word. Bearing edges, blah, blah, blah. They all do. Triple flanged hoop, they always have. Original small lugs, who gives a shit? Double braced hi-hat, who cares? Speedy and responsive. I mean, if you can't play with your feet, you can't play. No pedal's going to change that. So I have no problem with that. Like I said, actually, I think it's pretty cool for beginners, but please don't tie it to his name. Let's go back to the pictures. This is what Guitar Center is showing. It looks nothing like his. I mean, we don't even have to pull up a picture. That's my reaction. I just think this is a big old pile of dung, and it missed the mark. It feels forced. It feels like a cash grab. I feel Tama has, you know, kind of fallen out of touch with what we want. I mean, we went from 92, this awesome signature kit that was released. I really don't have a problem with the 2017 Deeper Purple kit that was priced accordingly. This new Starclassic was just, I don't have to explain how I felt about that. That's why we're doing this whole project. But this here, I mean, these shallow toms, they look even more ridiculous than his Starclassics. I'm not a shallow tom fan, but at least his pop on the Starclassic. Let's go back to this other picture. You know, the clear rezos, the white logos, it just doesn't do it for me. I think Tama's kind of fallen out of touch with this. They've kind of lost track with the fans, with what the fans want. Why wasn't somebody in that board meeting talking to Sam saying, listen, just throw some ebony rezos on there and some yellow logo Tamas that would look much better and get us closer. And also, this has a ride. And I'm saying this as a joke. We know Lars doesn't use a ride much, so that's the number one telling factor how it's not close to his. But hey, you know, that's just my opinion, you guys. Take it for what it is. You asked for my reaction. I love talking to you guys and giving you the reaction. But that's what I think. Yeah. What else do we have? Is there anything else we can discuss? No, really. I think we've covered it all. 150. Like I said, the scalpers are going to get most of those, and then they're going to sell them to you for 60 to 70% more. And if you don't believe me, go on Reverb right now, and they have that M72 signature kit up there for 40 grand. Some are 20. That's ridiculous. Those guys are going to be eating that shortly. I think that's it. Let's go through some pictures. Where are all the pictures here? This is Sweetwater. I think Guitar Center's the one. Let's go to Guitar Center. Yeah, the batters could have been Remo Emperors. Snare would have looked nice, black. Just the little things, the little cheap things, you know, that would have just made it pop a bit more. You could have wrapped the inside of the shells yellow, although I don't think that's a huge deal. And yes, you can wrap the inside and outside and the corners of shells, or hoops. I'm sorry, I know that for a fact. No complaints on the pedals. Tama has always made great pedals. Not so much beaters. Yeah, it's just not doing it for me. I feel they could have just made tiny little changes that would have really set this off, you know. But it is what it is, and a lot of you like it, and some of you don't. And regardless, if you pick this up and you enjoy it, I am more than happy for you. That is cool. I love when people get new gear. That's always a good day. And all that really matters is if you like it and you enjoy it. We're just having some fun here, talking about it. That's my take on it. Oh, here's some more from Guitar Center. Reliable, striking yellow finish. It's really all the same crap. 7-piece configuration. Easy setup, really? Come on, you didn't have to add that. None of them are easy setup. Limited edition design celebrates the legacy. No, it doesn't. Don't give me that. What limited edition does is drives the scalpers nuts and drives the price up for you. But, oh yeah, the cymbals, we didn't talk about them. 14-inch hi-hats, 16 to 18-inch crash, 20-inch ride. I remember Zildjian a long time ago making the no-name cymbals for Tama. It's probably the same way. That's still cool. But 5-year warranty, okay, I mean, never had to use warranty on drum shells, more cymbals. But that's it, guys. I think we've unpacked everything here. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And I want you to, what do you think about this? Tell me your thoughts. Are you guys planning? Is anyone planning on picking one of these up? Are you running into the scalpels, the scalpers already? Are you running into that? Are they driving the price up already? I haven't looked. What are your thoughts on it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think would have made it look better? Put it all in the comments. I'm definitely curious on this one. But, I mean, regardless, I still love Tama, Lars, and Metallica. And I've only played Tama my whole life. I think I've had a groove percussion, and then it's been all Tama. So I know nothing else. But I just think this one kind of missed, for me, it missed the mark. They should have never attached that man's name to it. I don't think it resembles it whatsoever. Yes, it's yellow. Yes, it's a 7-piece. So I guess every other yellow 7-piece on planet Earth is inspired by Lars. So anyway, get active in those comments. Let me know, because this is an interesting subject, this Imperialstar. But other than that, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely appreciate your time and us continuing the conversation on this Imperialstar. Stay tuned. Next week we'll be back on the Poor Touring Me project. I have some things to show you. Still going with that one, but I thought this was a nice change, a nice discussion to have this week. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Let's talk in the comments. I want to know your thoughts. And other than that, you guys have a good day.